Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today we'll be doing a quick review on the LEGO Ninjago Wu-Cru Training Arena Polybag. This set released in summer of 2017 for around $4. You can find it in several places, including Target, which is where I found mine. But I believe it would have also been available at Legoland and Legoland Discovery Centers. Anyway, let's just get into the two minifigures included with this set. So the great thing about these Wu-Cru polybags is that for a price of only $4, you get two great minifigures with them. And the first of these figures is very cool. It is Zane, based off of his appearance in the Day of the Departed special. And while personally I didn't really like the special, I really like this costume. Starting off, you can see that his accessory is just a brown staff. It's an alright piece. But anyway, starting off with the uniform, you can see that it is a perfect blend of the original outfits from the pilot and the Season 1 ZX outfits, which is really why I like these Day of the Departed costumes so much. They're quite nostalgic. On the torso, you have the Ice Dragon emblem attached by the two crossed ropes, but then you also have the sort of brown checked armor attached with a couple of straps from the ZX version that comes together to give this Zane a very unique yet familiar look, with so much brown on the torso. You can see that he has his belt printed mainly on his hip piece, with a bit of the strap carrying down onto that as well, but you can see that the knot of the belt actually also goes onto the top of the torso, which looks a bit off considering the cutoff between the torso and hip piece, but it's a good idea. I just don't think the execution was that great. And you can see the two tails of the belt carry down onto the left leg, and then you have two knee straps as well. And then on the back of Zane, you have the continuation of the sort of ZX style of leather armor, as well as just a printed sword holder. And I think it's a bit odd, and I mean, like, this is going a bit of a detour, but I think it's a bit odd how the printed torso has the brown holder, when in the ultrasonic, or whatever it was called, the Ultra Stealth Raider, I think it was, for Day of the Departed, he had the molded silver sheath. Just a bit of an oddity there. But anyway, undoubtedly the best part of this minifigure is the hairpiece, which is a metallic silver version of the flat top hairpiece. So it's not just the flat silver like the rest of the silver on the figure, it is a painted metallic silver, which looks very nice. You have a lot of nice shine in there. You can see how, like, looking at the top, there's a lot of reflectiveness going on there, and it looks really good. But anyway, I think the strangest thing about this figure, sorry about that, but anyway, the most unique part of this figure, and the main reason I got the polybag at all, is because of the face print. Because this isn't the standard titanium Zane head that's been appearing since the Tournament of Elements sets, no. This face print is the Hands of Time Zane head. And, well, I mean, maybe we can, and right now it might seem not too unique, like the eyes are a different, more reflective blue, but the main difference here is that if we take off the hairpiece, look at that random dent that has no origin ever. I mean, this annoys me more than Kai's scar, because at least that's consistently inaccurate. But this, why does Zane just have a dent now? Like, he didn't even have it in Season 7. He has a dent in Season 8, but that's because the Season 8 figure combined this head with the Ninjago movie design, so I don't know why they gave Zane a dented head. It doesn't make sense, especially when you put on the hairpiece and you literally can't even see it, so just sort of a weird thing. As you can see, Zane has a smile with his he has a very confident face with the eyebrow positioning, and even has a squinty eye. A robot has a squinty eye. Why does LEGO keep doing the squinty eye faces? Like, I think it was fine when Jay had it, because Jay is a rather comical character, so if I can just get him in frame, sort of works for him. Like, I don't think the face print is great, but it works alright. Smirky J is fine. Then we got Squinty Ghost Cole, who I don't have on hand, but it didn't work for him. It looked really bad. Then we had Squinty Kai, which, again, didn't really work. I think this face print looks absolutely atrocious. But now we have Squinty Zane. I'm guessing that they forgot that Zane is a robot, and his face is made of metal, and therefore he cannot squint in this fashion. It's truly awkward, I'll put it like that. And I guess the last main difference between this figure and the normal Zane metallic head is that if we take off the hairpiece, there's no alternate face. Instead, he has this printing on the back of his head for... So yeah, he has this sort of charger port, which on one hand is cool, because it matches what we saw on Echo Zane back in the Lighthouse Siege set, and I love the Lighthouse Siege and Echo Zane. I'm missing a few pieces, but trust me, as soon as I get the set rebuilt, well, I mean, I have it built, but as soon as I get all the missing pieces, I am going to review it, and it will be grand. But anyway, but the problem with Zane having a battery charger is, since when has Zane had a battery charger? Doesn't he have, like, a heart or something? Isn't Zane alive? Has Zane ever needed to charge in the show before, like my old iPhone? At what point did Zane... Wouldn't Zane have realized at some point, before he knew he was a robot, wouldn't he have thought it was odd that every few hours he has to pull off his hair and plug a charger into the back of his head? So yeah, personally, I feel so they should have just not printed this at all and just left the back of his head blank, because it makes absolutely none of the sense for Zane to have a charger. And obviously it also means that we don't get an alternate face anymore for Zane. And it's even worse because in the Season 8 sets, they decided to make Zane's one and only face extremely angry, which doesn't fit the character at all. And then the other side of the head is a battery charger. So yeah, this figure has a couple of design choices that by itself are alright, but when you put them into perspective with everything else we've seen, it gets a bit terrible. But anyway, yeah, that's Zane. Pretty good figure, just kind of wish he didn't have so much influence over Sons of Garmadon. The other figure we have in this set is Nia, who is actually really cool to get in this $4 polybag, seeing as how the only other set Day of the Departed Nia comes in is the $130 Samurai X Cave. Now, this version doesn't get the ninja mask, but if you have the Nia minifigure from Possession, then you can just take that mask and put it on this Nia, and boom, $130 minifigure right there. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, Nia in this set does come with her hairpiece, though, which does have a bit of a problem to it. That being that while the hairpiece is very nice, and I've always liked it, you have a lot of nice molded detail around for the sort of bob haircut, and I think it really works for Nia's character, much more than the Ninjago movie hairpiece. The problem here is that this gives us a full view of Nia's face, which is just still that awful Lego City head. I have never understood why LEGO decided to give Ninja Nia a Lego City standard smiling female head that looks nothing like her. Had they not printed like 4 Nia heads previously, could they not have just pulled one of those off of the assembly line and just stuck it here? I mean, I guess this is alright since it is a poly bag, but it really annoys me when you get like the $130 Samurai X Cave, and Nia still has this awful smiley face. It's just bad form. It just looks terrible. But anyway, Nia's accessory here is a silver katana, not much to worry about. And this figure's kind of interesting, because obviously, unlike the Core 4 Ninja, Nia never had an original suit or a ZX suit. So this is basically what I'm guessing LEGO imagined purely just what a pilot Nia suit would look like, since this really doesn't have any ZX elements to it. And I think it looks pretty nice. I like how she has the Phoenix emblem with the couple of ropes attaching it. That looks pretty good. She has the blue undershirt, and as well as the blue belt, which has the 2 sashes going down. It looks pretty nice. The back printing again just has the printed scabbard and the continuation of the belt. So yeah, overall, Nia I feel is definitely the simpler of the 2 minifigures, and I'm not a huge fan of the face. Like, the faces in this set are really the only issue. But anyway, aside from that, a great figure, and it's great to get such a rare minifigure in such a cheap set, which I guess means that it's not such a rare minifigure anymore. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool Nia. Now let's move on to the build of this set. You know, when you spend $4 and you get 2 minifigures, you don't expect the build to be... Well, I mean, in general, you don't expect a build, so getting anything at all is pretty nice, but if you do get something, you expect it to be kind of crappy, like the other 2 Wu-Cru polybags, which is why I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this one, and that it actually looks pretty nice. I mean, it is very small and insubstantial, but this is just a really nice-looking build. Of course, it is the sort of training arena that was mentioned, and it is only a 6x6 area, but I think it looks pretty nice. You have sort of the inset 2x2 square tiles inside of the 1x1 tan sort of exterior of that, which I think looks pretty nice. As you can see, sort of the main thing here is this little Master Wu dummy, which is cool to get because here you have the Sensei Wu's beard and hat, as well as a golden minifigure head. So I mean, like, that's just other great stuff in this polybag. This is really an amazing polybag for the price, and he just has these 2 daggers, which are attached to these little clips, and the feature is that, I mean, he spins. He spins, and, like, he could hit someone with the daggers. I mean, it's a pretty primitive feature, but I think it works fine. But behind him, you can see something else that's pretty awesome, that being, if I just pull him off, you have this really nice design for this fence at the back, which uses more great uncommon pieces, because you have 4 red skeleton legs, which are not common at all. In fact, if I'm correct, I might be wrong, there might be 1 or 2 other sets, but the only other set I can think of these being used in is the Ghostbusters 2016 Ecto-1 set, but here you get 4 of them, so that's an awesome inclusion. And you also have these 2 loud hailer pieces in red, which are pretty common, but it's nice to get. And then you get 2 of these 1x1 round tiles on top of there, which also are not too common. So it's great to get so many great pieces in this one set, and a pretty alright looking build. But even though the build is great, I feel so overall the good thing about this is all the uncommon pieces. You get 2 great figures with some really uncommon parts, like the torso and legs for Nia from the $130 Samurai X Cave, and Zane's head, which is only in 1 Hands of Time set. And then you also have the golden minifigure head and a couple of Master Wu parts, those skeleton legs. Like, overall, if you see this polybag, get it. It is 100% worth $4. Like, even if you see it for more, like, I would pay easily $10 for this polybag. Like, if you see it online for $10, get it. I think it's worth it. So yeah, anyway, that's really all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.